Good afternoon. Am I audible to last? Yeah. So friends, today, as the topic is regarding OBE and course is on, so today I will discuss different methods by which we can make our teaching student-centered. Because that is the need of our, that we should change our style of teaching, and that should be user-friendly or maybe student-friendly. So I will discuss various methods in this session, which will be, maybe some are already you are aware, or some may be new that you can see. So student-centered learning, because NBA is emphasizing that it should be student-centered or learner-centered education is there. So teaching learning, we want to change it as to that. So this is a typical, method earlier we are using, that is instructions are given by teacher and students are receiving it. And that is, we can say, teacher-centered method. Student-centered methods focus on the lifelong learning and independent problem solving. As we know, there are 12 POs are there in NBA program outcomes, and they are devoted to various things which are important for the outcome-based education.
Participants connected here.
Shall I take here?
Yeah, they are saying that you are not visible to them. Thank you.
Thank you. This graph is showing the number of students which are engineering students in different countries. And we can say majority is from China, but India also we have about 1 million students, amazing students are there. And these are the various requirements which are looking, employers are looking for these in the student. We can say customer service, time management, attitude, tolerant, hardworking, dependable, trustworthy, understanding, work in team, confident, self-motivated, ICT skills, management skills, qualification, presentation skills, listening skills, friendly, and all these are various things, attributes which are required by the employer. And that's why people are looking for that it should be there in the student. Teacher's role is to convert the ideas into paper so that student can understand what is to be learned. We can see various role of the teacher is the talk, walk, and support. And so we can see various methods are already used there. This is a typical, you can see, when a student is going to school, he move like a very slow. When he's going home, then his speed is fast. So this is typical school children which are, or students are moving there. Teachers are teaching, but important is whether the students are learning or not. It should not be one way, which are earlier people are using. So important things, the learner should understand what is going on, what is teaching. You know, a tree is known by its fruit. So teachers must be known like a tree, and we can say various skills which we want to inculcate in the students, which are fundamentals. We should create the interest, transformations, employability skills, lifelong learning, and value-based sensitive human being also. So important thing, we want to engage the student, we inspire them, and we can involve in the learning. That is the requirement for the student. These are the graduate outcomes, which we also call program outcomes. And these are standard outcomes given by NBA. So the first 5 are related with the core skills, and the hardcore you can say related with your stream or engineering stream. So innovation is important, and we want to inculcate that by different way. Generally, it should not be heavily loaded so that he can't think out of the box. That is the thing which we can see in the students. There are 2 types of teaching. One is a push method, other is a pull. If we see the push type learning, we just give various things to the student, and that is the centralized training is there. But pull type learning, student is learning various traits himself or herself, and that is a different way. So pull type learning is more important, and that is our objective to inculcate. These are the remaining of POs, remaining 7 POs. These are related with the soft skills. Out of 12, 5 are related with the core skills and 7 are related with the soft skills like society and engineers, ethics, lifelong learning, individual and teamwork, communication. These are various ways. Some details of these soft skills that engineer has to work in society. So he should know the various aspects, societal needs, as well as the scientific knowledge. And we want to provide the intersection of these, that is the engineering should consist. And you know, the second, environment is important. Sustainability is very important. Some people are talking, and we are also having various subjects, courses to provide the sustainable or sustainability. Ethics, we all know that ethical engineering must be there. And you can see the bees or honeycomb is there, and they have various typical spit that honey will not come out, and how they manage it, that is the teamwork is visible here. Ethics or teamwork we want to inculcate by various ways like project and different things we can see. Communication is important aspect, that is confidence is one of the program outcome, and lifelong learning. So these are the various things, and now we want to see how we can provide, which method we can see. So I will discuss various student-centered teaching methods which are important. So now let us come that teacher-centered and student-centered methods. So we want to shift from the teacher-centered. Generally in the teacher-centered classroom, teachers select the method, how he teach, what he knows, he want to push that, and that is the teacher-centered. But student-centered learning requires students to be active, responsible, and they receive what they want and how they can want. The pace of learning even also can be decided by the student. So let us come to various methods which are here. So student-centered classroom or student-centered learning environment should be effective and important for higher education. And we see that it is a method by which we can provide the higher education which can relate with the various theories and in a better way so that students can understand. Student-centered classroom include various type of things which is planning, implementation, and assessment, and it involves the learners in their decisions will place more work on them. Teachers may be more delegator, mentor, and they can provide the various consultative things that whether it is neat as per the requirement of the subject. Now, important thing, allow students to share in decision making. See, sorry. We should provide such center of thinking that they can show why, what, and how. Why means whether it is relevant, various things. We can select various skills and way. And answer related is the required curriculum. You can see various things that it is important, or how it can save time, how it can student learn. So various methods, why it is there, then what means, what are the contents? The focus of the content should be as per the student and let their interest drive relating the core concept. Best option is we can ask and how they want to explore, and we can have a better brainstorm what they like to do, we can have a better dialogue with them, and we can match the skills and interest of the students for this. How we can provide the skills which students can pace it up. He can learn for that, and teacher designs various options. Third options, maybe we can have the students which can propose their own performance or product, and proposal meets the various requirements of the academic requirements that is there. Generally, project, self-learning, minor self-study, these are various methods which we can give to the students so that they can develop their further capacity to learn and lead. We can see that confidence arises when they understand how their existing expertise fits into the new concepts. So for this, we can have various methods which are there. Instead of control, we can provide them coach or mentoring style. We can give the various method by which they can engage and deepen their journey of knowledge. This is a typical thing which is started by the European Union, and they say that student-centered learning can be inculcated, a proper definition can be used. Institutions should ensure that programs are delivered in a way that encourages students to take an active role in creating the learning process, that the assessment of students reflects this process. So this is a typical formal definition which is derived by the European Union. Similarly, some university in Hong Kong, they also devise various ways that say, as per that, they promote student-centered learning across the entire university by various methods, like analysis of good practice by award-winning teachers, use of the analysis to promote wider use of good practice, and compulsory teacher training course can be planned so that they can encourage the student-centered learning. So now we see the various methods which I want to discuss in you can say depth, that is important for the student-centered. See, teacher-centered means it is a direct instruction. Like we are teaching on the board, we are showing some PPT, we are giving some, say, various method, and that is low tech because it is a traditional teaching by which we want to explicit the teaching, our lectures, and which are basically teacher-led demonstrations. And this is the direct instruction method, which is the traditional way which are used till now or earlier. Here, the teacher is the sole supplier of the knowledge. And it is a typical direct instruction model, and that teacher uses his method, maybe systematic lesson plans. And this direct instruction include exactly what the teacher should want to say, and the student should complete in various assignments. Another is the modern way, which is flipped classrooms. You might be aware. It is a typical high-tech method. Some students can do classroom, can use various videos, MOOC and other session, which is helpful for learning. So this is a flipped classroom, the high-tech method. So these are the teacher-centered method. Now, various role of the teacher in engaging the class, we can say one is the facilitator. It operates in an open classroom model, no teacher instructions. Both students and educator undergo the learning process together. Minimum guidance by the teacher focused on fostering independence, hands-on learning and exploration. This is a typical way, role of the teacher, we can say, in the student-centered method. Another is personal model. It depends on the role model. It depends on the personal, you can say, capacity of the teacher, and that demonstrated by the teacher to understand the better way. Delegator is also a way the teacher act as a resource person, answering questions and reviewing the progress, And teacher is not active role. A teacher plays passive role because students are learning themselves and teacher only provide the help whenever it is required by the students. So this is a delegator role. Now we come to the new pedagogies which are important and required, looked by the various agencies, NBA. So empower and enable learners. Emphasize learning through relationship. Engage learner in learning communities and personalize learning. So these are new ways or new pedagogies which we see. And these pedagogies leading achieved by the project, inquiry, play or game-based, nature, maybe nature-based learning, arts, art-based learning, and games, maybe we can provide, arrange some games which are game-based learning can be there. Now, teaching learning. Basic thing is conceptualizing learning, that what do we mean by learning and how learning situation can be provided, and what do we mean by teaching, and what is the teacher's role. These are typical two philosophies. Goal for students, that the teacher expects in his students, that is the goal we can decide for every course, like course outcomes we can say. Implementation of philosophy, that how the concepts about teaching, learning, and various goals can be achieved. Professional growth, what are my future goals we can see in the teaching. Now, teachers should concentrate on various aspects like self-awareness and metacognition, that we should provide classrooms, model different learning strategy we can use, and we can help students to develop learning biographies and which a way they can learn. Subject specific contents and skills, that is our instruction, which is our syllabus, you can say, which we are teaching, but teaching methods may be different so that students can learn creatively and they can develop learning with the discussion also among themselves. So what we can say, the teacher is teaching. So teacher must be well prepared and he give the instructions which are maybe CAPS. CAP means clear, accurate, brief and specific. CAPS. See, whatever teacher is teaching, it should be clear, and accurate means as per the syllabus, brief, so that students can understand, and specific. Taught, sensitized and receptive taught should be there, and no barrier between the teacher and students. They can ask any questions, anything, anywhere. That is the present teaching process is required. Now this is important, you can say, difference between the traditional pedagogies which are used and the new pedagogy. You can see active. Earlier, teacher prescribed learning was there. Whole class is instructed, little variation in the teaching style, and it is a program-based. But now we want learner-determined activities. Teaching should be in small groups, and the different differentiation may be there in the teaching, you can say, mode, and pace determined by the learners. Means how they learn, what pace, speed, or what are the, you can say, pace is there that can be decided by the learner. This is the new pedagogy. Collaborative is homogeneous, but now we can say it is a teamwork more, and heterogeneous groups. Groups may be of different students, different stream students we can involve. Creative, reproducible learning. In this present pedagogy, what we do, we just teach our course and the students has to write an exam. So that is a reproductive strategy. Generally, we are using learning and known solutions to problems. And problem, whatever question we are giving in the exam or project, that is, a solution is well known. But now we can say it is a productive learning and new solutions are required for the problems. That is a creative solutions or new solution. Integrative means theory not linked to the practice earlier, separate subjects are there, and discipline based. But in present pedagogy, strong theory and practice are linked, relation between subjects and thematic teaching is required. Evaluative, evaluation is earlier teacher directed and summative, But in the present way, we can evaluate student direction, and diagnostic evaluation can be used in the new pedagogy. So what are the different activities teacher can use? Yeah. Some questions? I think it's better in the last, they tell them. So various activities we can use like social and emotional learning, peer tutoring, roundtable discussions. These are new pedagogy activities which can be involved. Student presentations may be there, independent study, performance-based learning, team collaboration, and storytelling, or the, you can say, role model type of method activities we can use. Activities further include interdisciplinary learning, design-based learning, independent study, one-on-one learning with teacher, and team learning or teaching. So, you know, the present learning or pedagogy also involve distance learning, learning with mobile technology, and internet-based research. That is the new tools which are used. So mobile-based learning generally can be done by the phone, with the help of tablet, with the help of other tools, which are maybe AI tools or different other tools. Online technology, we know MOOCs and various methods are there, course tutorials, and the text materials are available on the various platforms, and the student can learn. Video technology also, various platforms and portals are available for this, and we are all aware that is there. Audio technology, maybe podcasting, which can be used in this. Computer technology, we are already using various softwares, applications, and tools. Social media technology, maybe various platforms are available, you know, Facebook and Twitter, blog, and various are platforms also helpful in the learning. Digital technologies, we can use camera, recorders, and peripherals for some kind of learning we can provide with them. So now inquiry-based learning, we can give some theme, we can tell about the challenges and issues involved in this particular inquiry. We can explore various solutions, or they can explore various solutions, analysis of the various suggested solutions, and finally, we can select the best one. And that is a typical inquiry-based learning, which is standard method. We know problem-solving methods are there. If we use the arts, we can use some music, some visual arts we can show, some kind of dance and movement also. If it is depend on the subject, we can use the movement and dance type style. Dramatic and role play also there. Arts can engage children's mind to express their understanding through feelings. So that's why it is important. And we develop creativity by various ways. You know, creativity means thinking out of the box. If we only draw some line in the brain, that is the box thinking, but out of box thinking is required, and that is need. So motivator is role of a role is should be like motivator, research finding, and higher order thinking, that is include the innovation. If we take the nature as a learner, that we can relate real life experience, hands-on, minds-on practices, create sustainability, integration with other subjects we can see, and acquire the various skills. Project-based learning, I mean, we can give some project, that process is important, how we can achieve the end result, give some time frame, you know, project is time-based, critical thinking is required, they communicate with each other, discuss, and collaborate in the project. That is a project-based learning that we are already using in our practice. So generally in project, we use the these steps, that is need, that what to know, how to complete, and driving questions, student choices, we can select, and then we can use the latest skills, how to inculcate, inquiry and innovation, feedback and revision, and publicity and report. So these are typical steps which are used in the completion of any project. Now next method is a game. Here we can explore, we can identify various games, we can engage the students by playing various experience, active involvement may be required, and games are better because they enable challenging, peer tutoring and mastery skills. And benefit of these that we can develop various competence and which are based on 3C, that is communicate, collaborate and correction, and technological challenging. So this is another style of learning which is based on the game. Now, these are the various student-centered learning teaching method. 28 methods are there. We discuss one by one. First is the cooperative. Here, cooperative learning involves small groups working together a task. See, as I told, number of methods we are already using, but some are new maybe. So you can see that cooperative learning, maybe small group, we can give some assignment, we can project and students discuss with each other and come out with the result. Second, presentations that also used maybe in groups or individual. Expert or panels. So panels to include more voices on a subject. Students can write and ask questions. So we can provide some expert panel and we can discuss all. Poster way, here put on the poster, what do you know, want to know, learn. So this is another way of the student-centered or learner-centered method. Fifth is brainstorming, that we can give the theme, students can discuss with each other and they have the brainstorming method, follow this method and present the various solutions. Important thing is here we can have the creative suggestions because students meet number of times, they can discuss, they can analyze the solutions and present finally. Create media, present an issue and students can create a public service video type there. So this is another way, media. Discussion, present an issue and have the students talk about it if they need add info. So this is a typical, we are not teaching, we present some challenge, students can discuss and present later on in the class. A small group, we can create the groups and we draw out the various characteristics and we can assign various role to the various members of the group. Case study, it is also in management research, generally it is very popular. Case study can be used in the classroom and they present the real life situation, complex issues, so that students can think and critically and present the solutions. Jigsaw type method, here we can break students into groups and each member have a different task and then bring group together and share. So this is a method and we call it jigsaw. Learning center, we can break the classroom into various groups and we can give some time for discussions and they can rotate activity with each other, and so we can see each one is everyone group face the various situations and they can learn better. Experiments, design experiments and we have students to engage, or we can ask students to design the experiment themselves what is required for the particular task. Role play, this is important way by which they can play the role what they want to. So students can fit himself in a particular role, and role can be created by the teacher or learner. Simulation is important tool which we are already using. We can simulate any real situation and that can give the better solution. But important thing is simulation is there is no chance of failure, because simulation, if something wrong, some assumption is wrong or some you can say parameter is wrong, there is no loss to the thing and no real loss. Lab, setting up the class in a lab style, and we can enable students to freely move and hands-on activities. Workshop is another way students can create the workshop and conduct with their peers. So we can give some topics, they can create a small group workshop and come out with the feedback and suggestion. Demonstration, this is way that demonstrations, we can involve the students for various things, like you can know, for some example is cooking demonstrations, science demonstrations, so they can come and present the solution and give the demonstration with various ways. Index card, there are many ways to use index card, like students the index card and ask them to create the activity, set the guidelines together. Card means we can students can themselves create some activity and do. Inquiry-based learning, we have seen starts with the question, and it comes in many forms, and guided inquiry are used for the better structure. Mental models is another method. Build some exercises which draw out the mental model, test it, challenge it, and build it. Projects, already know. Problem, here problem, we can provide the problems to the students, and it might be a part of problem or complete problem. Learner find the solution, and instructor is helping in the finding solution. Discovery, discovery can be broad or narrow. Some discovery allows the learner to choose a topic and explore. So here, no topic is fixed. They can find the topic and they can decide what is to be done. Question and answer. This is a simple session by which student asks the questions, and facilitator or teacher can provide the various solutions. Social media. So here we can give some message on the media and get feedback and keep it short and provide some point. Games already used, we have seen we can use the games for learning. Competitions, we can engage the students in various local or international competition, and this way they learn better, engage with the outside world. Debate is another way by which a student can learn, and they can debate, take a break, and then again learn and discuss. So these are the typical 28 methods which most of them we already using, but some maybe we can find. Now some guidelines for the online learning. All of us, maybe some of you or most of you, we are providing online platform, online material on the website. So what should be taken care? Some guidelines of the online platform, that online learning will never replicate in the classroom, but following these are the simple steps by which we can make it better. Same time, same place. So if you post some material on the website, it should be same place or same day, every day. Means suppose we have some portal in our LNMIT and we are keeping our teaching material. So it should be on the same place so student can find easily. We may not place one way, some in other part and somewhere in different, you can say, portal. That is the meaning. Okay, so students know that where he will find the material, and he can easily search and use that. So be sure to publish at the same time every day too. Second is remind and reinforce. What we do here, we can post something, then first week of post include a reminder. We can place some reminder also that you should always check the same space or after some time, after a week. So such notice can be given that students can refer the blog or the portal after 3 days. So some reminder time may be given. And when students emailed with the questions, including a stock phrase, to locate the lesson. So this is just, we can give some reminder that next lot of material will be placed after 3 days, after 4 days, so that they need not to search anywhere. Emphasize the date, that always title your post of the day, of the week and date. See, NBA team, number of times they are looking the websites to know the practice of the, you can say, institute, that how they are keeping their material on website, whether it is easily available or question papers and solutions are there or not. So that is the important thing. So we can provide the date also, because some students may fall behind that they can't see the post on the same day. So we can give the date that this is a lecture material of that day particular. So we can fix the date so that they can search even later. So they can find easily that this is a Tuesday lesson, this is maybe September particular date material. That is third thing, which is we can take care of the online teaching. 4 is 1, 2, 3 means we can use numbers to drive the students through the lesson. Here, 1, 2, 3 means lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, so that they may not need to search which is the first topic, which is second topic. link everything. During online learning, students already they are in tough spot because they are doing online. So number of roadblocks are there. So we can link uh, documents which we provide user-friendly, you can say, platform so that they can find easily and link. Remember when? At the end of post, we can include a summary of the previous post that last time we did this topic and now we are moving to next topic. So just a brief summary of the last post can be included in a sentence, few sentences that is required for the better online learning material. And the last is include a video overview. We can provide a small video also, so that will helpful the students in learning. So these are things. Now some questions for teachers. They can ask, how can I manage my pupils in play-based learning? What are the steps involved art-based learning? How am I going to assess pupils' performance using play-based learning? How can play-based learning and the art improve pupils' learning? So these are some things which can be taught by the teacher and they can provide things. Now, typical latest, you can say, techniques which are used, teachers must be prepared to redesign and create a curriculum and instruction to prepare their students with the skills of 21st century literate citizen, like that new communication and information skills, ability to think critically and creatively in problem solving and decision making situation. Acquire 21st century learning design like skills such as knowledge building, use of ICT we are using, collaboration, real world problem solving and self-regulation. Now some challenges, because day by day a teacher is facing various issues. Earlier there were typical thing, now we have the even Q1, Q2 and different kind of journals there, and management and the teachers are expected to publish in the better journal or Q1 journal. So various challenges are day by day increasing. So elementary pre-service teacher must deal with the issues of children, how we engage, like some mathematics and other subjects we can use some, provide some calculators and different things. So these are some kind. Social studies teacher for social sciences, we can use a various method like guide students to internet resources. Science, we can use students that learn better and direct experiences. We can have a practical online or learning in the case of science. And so all teachers are faced with learning to incorporate goals and outcomes beyond their own content areas, guiding students learning about new and emerging ICT methods. So what we can do? Some action plan. TPCK, that technology, pedagogy, content and knowledge. These four things are important, required. That what is the contents, then which pedagogy we are using, syllabus or the knowledge to gain the declarative, procedural, schematic and strategic ways of thinking involved in TPCK. So what are the TPCK detail? That declarative means knowing definition, terms, facts and description. Procedural, know-how, how to solve the complex task and the complex problem. Schematic, knowing why, drawing various flowchart and declarative and procedural knowledge. Strategic means knowing when and where. So these are some thinking which are required for the TPCK method. TPCK is nothing but a thinking strategically while involving in planning, organizing, critiquing, and abstracting for the specific content, specific student need, and specific classroom situation concurrently, considering the multitude of pedagogies which are required from the teachers for the better students' learning. So what are the typical goals we can decide for ourselves? Understand the diversity of students and their learning needs. Some students are weak, some are bright, some are slow learners, some are bright learners. There is a typical method is also asked by NBA that what you are doing for slow learners, how you are doing for the bright students. So the typical things, we can understand these things. And in a technology mediated classroom, planning and designing learning environments and experiences that meet the diversity of students' learning needs. Developing effective instruction strategies to adequately attend the diversity of the students and their learning needs in a technologically mediated classroom. Identify effective classroom management strategies, assessing the diversity of students first, and then we can consider how technology impacts to interact with the students with the subject matter. So this is typical, the first session which I want to discuss. And any queries, any question, and then I will take next session later. See, after this, I will discuss a very interesting topic, that is how we manage time, how we can improve our performance with the time, managing time. So if any query, we can ask and we can discuss, otherwise we can move to next. Yeah.
Slide where we're focusing on batch part and theory part. What should we focus on? What should be the ratio of theory and lab courses in a team?
Please tell again. I could not.
What should be the ratio of lab courses and theory courses in a BTech UG curriculum?
See, generally, two methods of the curriculum. One is we can have the subject, and in it we can have the different credits, LTP. So lab is a part of the course. Some places or some universities are having a separate lab course and separate theory course. So important thing is that as per the nature of course, we can provide more lab assignments, more lab facilities, because lab students, in the lab students can do something by their own hands and they understand faster. So if it is a typical subject that there is no lab content, then that is a different thing. Otherwise, we should provide a better part, or as much possible, the lab contents can be involved in the subject. That is there. If it is a management or computer type courses, we can have a case study and other methods can be used to in place of the lab part, in place of the lab content. Yes, please.
Game part of
See, online
games.
See, we can have online games are available. Like online quizzes you are taking, so various games are there by which we can simplify our content of the teaching. But generally, more games are available in the management or NBA curriculum, but we can decide, we can design some games type model in our curriculum, like in electronics, because I have been told that electronics and mechanical teachers are there here mainly. So we can design some games or online quizzes also.
Yes,
because games are better.
Already doing, but games for mechanical engineering supports. How can we do or design some games? Models we have.
In mechanical,
models, we can show the models like models of engines or some mechanisms.
See, mechanical, there are 4 things.
Or
one is thermal.
We conduct the competition of the student develop some vehicle and then they compete with some racing type of.
See, mechanical, there are 4 themes: thermal, production, industrial, and design.
Yes.
So industrial engineering is relevant more with the management or similar to management. So industrial engineering, we have number of games available. But this is a challenge of a teacher, that design, thermal, and production games are difficult, that I understand. But wherever it is possible, we should use the game way, so that will be more. See, this is a typical issue in the classroom. If we don't have a compulsory attendance, student strength might be less in the class. Okay, I think you have the compulsory attendance system here also. So because nowadays knowledge is available in the cell phone. whatever we are teaching, that is already available in the Google or various platforms, and so they can have. So to make our teaching more interesting or more, you can say, user-friendly, we should use a typical creative method so that students feel better and they can learn faster. Yeah. Any other query, please? So let me start. We need some break or we can start?
Five minutes break, and just after 5 minutes break, we will start the next session by Professor Zangash itself. Online participant, we are breaking for 5 minutes. We'll be starting in another 5 minutes next session.